We'll start today sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose. Be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones so that you're starting off with a nice stable foundation. Draw your navel in towards the spine and allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Bring your shoulder blades together and down your back and place the hands on the thighs, palms up, and close your eyes. Start to become aware of your breath and allow the breath to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. With each inhale, allow the spine to grow tall. And then as you exhale, keep the length in the spine and just begin to allow your body to soften. If you experience any stuffiness in the nose and it's hard to breathe through the nose, don't force it. In that case, you can use your mouth. But if you're able, you do want to breathe in and out through the nose. And there are many reasons, but one reason that's very relevant today is that our nose filters the air. When we breathe in and out through the nose, it helps to keep the nasal passages moist. And that can help to keep germs out. So it's good for our health to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, provided that we're not forcing anything. Today I'm going to read a quote from Deepak Chopra. And I liked this quote because it reminded me of the holidays where we can be just running around like crazy and getting stressed out in a time that is supposed to be joyful and happy. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. So how can you do that? What comes to my mind is you can focus on your breath. So even if you're somewhere that is chaotic and crazy, you have something special. You have your breath, and you can focus on your breath. Focusing, that could be your still point, and everything else can disappear. So you can try that if you get stressed out during the holidays. Just kind of go into your own little world, watching your breath. Let's bring our hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer position. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the third exhale, we'll share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. And for the third time together, inhale. Om. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes. We'll start today laying on our backs. So you can just lay down comfortably on your back. And once you get there, hug your knees into the chest. Ooh, don't spill your coffee. So you'll go ahead and just hug those knees into the chest. Place your right hand on your right knee, left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, the knees pull away from the chest as your arms straighten. And then as you exhale, draw the knees back in. Inhale, knees pull away. Exhale. exhale, knees draw in. So one of the things that you notice about my classes is we always do a warm-up. And it's so important. I definitely learn as I get older just how important that warm-up is. We really need to warm up our muscles in order to prevent injury. So some Vinyasa classes may jump right into it, but in my classes we will do a warm-up. Hug those knees in once more. Place the soles of the feet on the mat. Extend the left leg out nice and long, and then draw the right knee into the chest. So you're going to take the hands between the back of the thigh and the knee, hugging that knee in. And then begin to, with a flexed foot, straighten that leg as much as you can. That's about all I have right now. And then we bend. So on the inhale, straighten just as much as you can. Exhale, bend. 3 more. This is one of my new favorite stretches. Good. So bend that right knee, place the sole of the foot on the mat, draw the left knee in, and extend that right leg nice and long. So you're going to place the hand between the calf and the back of the thigh. Inhale, leg straightens just as much as you can. Exhale, bend. Moving with your breath. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 3 more. Draw the right knee in to meet the left, and then bring the knees out like a V. Bring the arms between the legs, and you can grasp the pinky toe sides of the feet, or you can hold on to the ankles or calves. And then you're going to guide the soles of the feet to look up towards the sky for happy baby. So notice my knees are moving in towards my armpits. Soles of the feet are looking up towards the sky. And you can just rock side to side here. Become still. Hug the knees into the chest. So we're going to begin to rock head to tail here, bringing ourselves up to seated. And we're going to sit in a variation of Vajrasana. So you'll come up onto your knees. Curl your toes under and then sit back on the heels. It's perfectly fine to put a block between the feet and then sit back on the block if that's better for you. And if you can't curl the toes under in this position, don't. So bring your arms by your sides. As you inhale, those arms sweep out to the sides, coming up overhead. And as you exhale, hands come together at the heart. I'm going to sneeze, so keep going here. Excuse me. Inhale, arms sweep up. Palms come together to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. You're moving with your breath at your own pace. No need to rush here. The next time the hands come together in front of the heart, pause there. Let the crown of the head reach towards the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, turn the head to look to the left. Come back to center. And on the next exhale, turn the head to look to the right. Inhale, back to center, 2 more on each side. When you finish, you'll just come back to a neutral neck, neutral spine, and then we'll come to all fours, hands and knees. So remember that when you're on all fours, your knees are just hip width apart. Knees are slightly behind the hips. Hands are slightly forward of the shoulders, and the hands are just a few inches or just forward of your shoulders. Remember to keep that awareness on the breath. In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you. So take a breath in here, and as you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose. And then as you inhale, come back up to all fours. So we're going to start to make some nice big circles with the hip. So you're going to lift that left knee and just start to make some nice big circles, that femur bone in the hip socket. Keep the navel drawn in. One more time on the left. And then we'll do the other side. So just lift the right knee and begin to make some nice big circles. Two more. Good. Bring that right knee back down to the mat. Then you're going to step your right foot forward between the hands. Curl the toes under on your left foot. As you inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower towards the mat. Breathe here. Lower your hands to the inside of the right foot. Sweep the left arm up towards the sky. Lower the left hand back down to the mat, and then begin to twist to the right, reaching the right arm towards the sky. Place your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Step your right knee back to meet the left. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Step that left foot forward between the hands. Curl the toes under on the right foot. So we're going to be curling the toes under a lot today, and that's always optional. Inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower towards the mat. Breathe here. Lower the hands to the inside of the left foot. Sweep the right arm up towards the sky and breathe. Lower the right hand, and then you'll begin to twist to the left as you reach the left arm towards the sky. Place that left hand to the outside of your left foot. Step your left knee back to meet the right. From here, we'll curl the toes under on both feet. We'll move into downward facing dog. So shift the hips towards the heels. Knees lift as you press back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Sweep that right leg out behind you. Step it forward between the hands, or you can just pick the foot up and move it. Lower your left knee, but keep the toes curled under. As you inhale, arms sweep up. So here we're going to use a little bit of strength. Pressing down through the feet. Lift that left knee up off of the mat. And then you're going to sweep your arms back by your sides. Breathe here. Fingers are spread wide. And then sweep the arms up towards the sky. Lower the hands, one on either side of the right foot. Lower the left knee, uncurl the toes. Step that right knee back to meet the left, and then we'll shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Step your left foot forward, opposite foot that you just did. Curl the toes under on the right foot. Arms sweep up. Now we're going to press through the feet, lifting that back knee up off of the mat. Arms sweep back by your sides, fingers reaching to the space behind you. Breathing. And then we'll sweep the arms up towards the sky. Lower the right knee. Uncurl the toes. Lower the hands, one on either side of that left foot. Step the left knee back to meet the right, and we will shift back to child's pose. Inhale up, all fours. Let's move again into downward facing dog. From here, sweep that right leg out behind you. Step the right foot forward between the hands or pick it up and move it. On the inhale, arms sweep up. Bring the hands together at the heart, and I apologize, I'm going to turn away from you for a moment. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to twist to the right. You can stay just like this, or take that elbow, the left elbow, to the outside of the right knee. So we're going to slowly come back to center, arms sweep up. Lower the heel of the back foot to the mat. And then bring your arms out like a T for warrior two, gazing out over the right fingertips. Cartwheel the hands down, one on either side of your right foot. Step back, down dog. Sweep that left leg out behind you. Step it forward between the hands. Root down through the sole of that, or actually no, we're keeping the heel up, right? Arms sweep up, high lunge. So when we're in the high lunge, you're lifting the back of the right thigh towards the sky. Navel draws in, hands together at the heart. Take a breath in as you exhale, twist to the left, and then if it's okay for you, you can take your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Slowly come back to center. Here, you're going to lower the heel of the back foot to the ground, bring the arms out parallel, gaze out over the left fingertips, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Cartwheel the hands down, one on either side of that left foot. Step back, down dog. Sweep that right leg out behind you. Step it forward, or actually no, don't step it forward. Just sweep it out behind you and bend the knee. Then you're going to let the right heel cross the back of the body so the right heel moves over towards that left leg. So you're just opening up the hip here. Bring that leg back, lower the foot, coming back to downward facing dog. From here, we'll float forward to plank. Keep that navel drawn in. Take your right hand and place it on the mat right beneath your face. And then roll to the pinky toe side of that right foot. So a modification is to bring the left foot in front of your body. Or you can stack those feet, placing the hand on the hip, keeping those hips lifted, breathing. Bring that left hand back down to your mat. Shift back, down dog. Sweep the left leg out behind you, bend the knee. Just let that left knee move over towards your right hip as you open the hips and breathe. Bring yourself back, downward facing dog. Float forward to plank. Take that left hand right beneath the face on the mat, and then you'll roll to the left pinky toe. You can take your modification by bringing your right foot in front of the body, or keep the feet stacked. Hand on the hip, hips lifted, breath balanced. Lower your right hand to the mat, coming back to plank. Shift back. Downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Relax the head and neck here. Bring the hands to the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. So I was mentioning how that hamstring stretch at the beginning is one of my new favorites, and this kind of goes along with that. So we're going to do a forward bend, but we're going to go into it with bent knees. So as you inhale, arms sweep up. Bend your knees, and as you exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest to your thighs, hands to the floor. Then, keeping your chest to the thighs, just straighten your legs as much as you can. And from here, we'll step back to downward facing dog. Sweep that left leg out behind you. You're going to float forward, coming to a plank-like position, and bring that left foot to the outside of the left hand. That may seem impossible for some people, so you just do the best you can. Then you're going to roll to the pinky toe side of that left foot, just letting that hip open up. A modification here could be to lower your right knee. Breathe here. Come back to the sole of the foot, and then we're going to shift back to downward facing dog. Sweep the left leg out behind you again. Bend the left knee. We're going to float forward as you take your left knee towards the left wrist, left ankle towards the right wrist. Lower your right knee and uncurl the toes. So I always like to walk my hands back in line with my hips here, just to make sure I'm squared towards the front of the room. It's perfectly fine to wedge a block beneath your left glute here. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, walk your hands forward. Today we're going to come down to the forearms and just clasp the hands together. See if you can just relax and let go in this pigeon pose variation. Watch the breath, find the stillness amidst any chaos and movement. Curl your toes under on the right foot. Lift the knee. Bring the hands right beneath your shoulders, and we're going to press back to a three-legged dog. So that left foot reaches towards the sky, and then we come back to downward facing dog. Sweep that right leg out behind you. So you're going to float forward and then bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. A modification is to lower the left knee. Roll to the pinky toe side of that right foot, opening the hip here. And then bring the sole of the right foot back to the floor. So from here, we're going to shift back to downward facing dog. I'm using a different notebook today, and it's funny how it throws me off just changing one thing up. But I am the queen of reading my notes. Sweep that right leg out behind you. Bend the right knee. Float forward as you draw your right knee towards the right wrist. Right ankle towards the left wrist. Lower your left knee. Uncurl your toes. So again, I like to walk my hands in line with the hips. Make sure I'm square to the front of the room. And then begin to walk the hands forward. Today, coming to the forearms, clasping the hands together, bringing the awareness to that right hip and seeing if you can just let go. So come back up onto those forearms. Curl the toes under on the left foot. The knee lifts, and we're going to press back to that three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Lower the right foot to the mat, coming back to downward facing dog. Start to bend your knees. Go back down into child's pose. As you inhale, bring yourself up to all fours. So you're going to lift your left knee. Foot looks to the sky. Then see if you can reach back with the right hand and grasp the foot. So you're going to lift that left thigh away from the mat as you press the foot into the hand and breathe. Release, lower that left knee, lower the right hand. Shift back to child's pose. Bring yourself back up, all fours. Lift the right knee, foot looks towards the sky. See if you can reach back with the left hand grasping the right foot. Right thigh pulls away from the floor as you press the foot into the hand. Breathe. Release, lower the right knee, lower the left hand. Shift back to child's pose. And then bring those hands right next to the knees, pressing yourself up to sit on the heels. And now we'll come to sit in Sukhasana, easy pose. be sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones. Take that right hand behind the right hip, left hand to the top of the right knee. Nice tall spine here. Press down through your sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the right. Root down through your sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, slowly come back to center. Take the left hand behind the left hip. Right hand comes to the top of the left knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to your left. Root down, inhale, grow tall. Slowly bring yourself back to center. So next we're going to practice fire log pose. And this is a big one for the hips. So again, we do the best we can. So what you're going to do is pick up your left leg. The right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. You're going to place your left ankle on top of the right knee, the left knee on top of the right ankle. And you can see my knee does not rest on my ankle. And that's okay. So you're just going to place your hands on the leg. Shoulder blades are together and down the back. Take a breath in, and if it's okay for you, you can begin to hinge forward from the hips, bringing the hands in front of you. Bring yourself back up. So first, we're going to come back to Sukhasana. Then we'll pick up the right leg. The left shin is parallel to the top of the mat. We place the right ankle on top of the knee, right knee on top of the ankle. So just rest the hands on the leg. And if it's okay for you, you can begin to hinge from those hips, folding forward, bringing the hands in front of you. Slowly bring yourself back up. So let's bring the soles of both feet to the floor. Let the soles of the feet come together as the knees open up out to the side. So the navel draws in, shoulder blades together and down the back. Take a breath in here, and if it's okay for you, begin to hinge from those hips, folding forward. Slowly bring yourself back up. Place the soles of the feet back on the mat. Hug your knees and begin to roll back onto your back. Coming to Apanasana once again. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Bring your arms by your sides, the palms face the floor. Draw the pelvic floor up and the navel in. And notice how when you do that, your pelvis comes to neutral and you press that back into the mat. Then engage both glutes, press down through the feet and lift the hips. So you can stay just like this or begin to wiggle the shoulders beneath you. Clasp the hands together and then press the fists and the arms into the ground and breathe. Focusing on the breath, tuning everything else out. Release your hands, unwiggle those shoulders. Start to lower the hips back down to the mat and hug the knees into the chest. So you're going to keep your knees hugged in. Bring your arms out like a T, the palms face the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to twist to the left. So you're just lowering the legs over to the left. Ideally, we want the shoulders to stay rooted to the earth. If it's okay for you, you can turn your head to look to the right. Slowly draw those knees back up, head and neck come back to neutral. And on the next exhale, begin to tip those legs over to the right, twisting to the right. Head can turn to the left if it's okay for you. Start to draw the knees back up, head and neck to neutral. Press the soles of the feet up towards the sky. So we're going to do some leg lifts and you'll have options. The first option is to lower the right leg until it's about 2 inches from the ground. Bring it back up and then lower the left leg until it's about 2 inches away. Bring it back up. Repeat. Or lower both legs until they're about 2 inches away from the ground and bring them back up. Repeat. So both legs is going to be a little more challenging, especially for the low back. So make sure you choose the version that's best for you. If you're doing both legs, 4 more. Alternates, 2 more on each leg. When you finish, hug the knees into the chest. Rock gently side to side. Become still. So here, you're going to keep those knees hugged in. Bring them out like a V. Arms come between the legs, grasp the pinky toe sides of the feet, and let the soles of the feet look up towards the sky. So I keep looking at my iPad just to see what time it is because I forgot to wear my watch again. It's kind of on purpose sometimes with the Apple Watch, although I love it. Sometimes I don't need to be tracking every single thing in my life. Go ahead and become still. Lower the soles of the feet to the mat. Let the soles of the feet come together. Knees open up out to the sides. Take your index fingers, link them together, and then bring those arms up overhead and just breathe here. We're going to begin to transition into Savasana. So if there's anything that you need to be comfortable, like a sweater, socks, whatever it is, grab it because you want to set yourself up for relaxation. Tongue-tied. Once you have what you need, just come to lay on your back. Legs extended out nice and long. Arms by your sides. Palms face the sky. So in Savasana, it's all about relaxing. So if you're not comfortable laying flat on your back, you can modify this pose. We will be in Savasana for 5 minutes. So take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, just let it all go. Allow the feet to flop open. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. And let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let the eyes just rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements. Allow the natural breath to take over. Rest in Savasana. slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the room once again and becoming aware of the body. Start to make any subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles, turn that head gently from side to side. Stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up, and then roll to the right side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping the eyes closed if you'd like. Use those arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position, facing the front of the room. And once you get there, you can bring your hands together at the heart. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today, focusing on finding stillness within movement. And you know, this Christmas is going to be a little different for a lot of us because we won't be able to be with large groups of people. And we may find that we miss that chaos a little bit. But sometimes this season brings with it a lot of, I guess we could call it chaos. Traffic, shopping, sometimes financial issues. And if we can learn to just focus on the still point in the midst of it all, we can remain peaceful. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you all very much. I hope you have a wonderful day.